All right, guys, this is why we're here. We went on a Margaritaville at sea cruise. I literally just got off the ship yesterday, May 13th. Today's May 14th. People are sailing today. Parrotheads everywhere get to unite together, sing 5 o'clock somewhere, cheeseburgers in paradise with the main man himself, Jimmy Buffett. And yes, it was as awesome as it sounded. Jimmy Buffett played a bunch of his classic songs. More on that later. But I've got some things to share about my experience. Ship isn't ready yet. Let's jump right in. Ahoy sailors, welcome to another day in paradise. My name's Griff and I want you guys to have an excellent vacation. I truly mean that. And let's just cover the basics first, all right? This was a press event, a one-day sneak peek invite to Margaritaville at sea. And with all of our press events, whether they're paid or not, we do have honesty and transparency with our information. And so we had a question come through. They asked, like, are you allowed to give an honest review with your experience? And the answer is yes, because we have to. According to like FCC laws, if we are inaccurate or we lie, that's called false advertising, right? Which is against the law. And for those that don't know, if we misrepresent the brand, that's defamation. And so we don't want to get sued either. It's against the law. So that's like the homework piece on that so that you guys know. But you know, there are no dumb questions. New people come in all the time, and welcome to the channel. But let's get started. So these are my thoughts and my opinions about the Margaritaville at sea experience, at least mine. And they have not been approved or amended by anyone. I'm just taking all the information that was provided to me on my experience, and then I give it to you so you can make a well-informed purchase decision. That's just how it works. And my biggest challenge with Margaritaville at sea right now is that it's not the full Margaritaville Parrothead experience that many of you may be accustomed to. I've been to Margaritaville in Nassau, pristine, clean, excellent luxury vacation. Highly recommend it. I have a video for it right here. That's a lie. It's actually right here. And go check that out. But what I'm trying to say is some things aren't done yet. And so we're going to talk about that later on in the video. But let's just start with all the good stuff. That way you can make your own decision on what you want to do. Let's talk about the crew, guys. The crew is awesome. You could definitely tell genuinely they were happy to be there. They had the new uniforms. They had the new name tags. They had the little Hawaiian shirts and stuff like that. The vibe and the energy, it felt authentic. The cruise director had lots of energy, super energetic, super kind, super funny. I just love that from a cruise director. He was engaging with the community, engaging with the sailors and the passengers on board, had lots of activities. And so that's something you're going to love as well. Listen, you can't be on a Margaritaville cruise at sea without the obvious, guys. They had a 5 o'clock somewhere bar. They had the lime green chairs all over the place, and they had the iconic blender in the center of the room. And speaking of like iconic things with like Margaritaville, if you've ever been, there was a giant like flip-flop as soon as you enter the cruise ship, like boom, like in your face, like boom, giant flip-flop. You can't miss it. But for everyone that knows Margaritaville, like that's their thing, that's their brand, and that's something you're gonna love as well. Take a photo, tag me in it, that's cool. But back to the bar, I can imagine just grabbing a few friends, watching some sports, eating a couple of snacks, and just drinking margaritas and just hanging out. And speaking of the margaritas were solid. I have been looking for this entire time.
All day.
I have been looking for this all day. We finally have a margarita on Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville at sea. Cheers to you. Oh, so good. Moment of truth. Let's taste it. That's good. That's good. One of my favorite things. Had a sip. It's nicely salted. It's so good. The show in the theater. So I really enjoy the theater. It's like homey and rustic. It reminds you like a backyard stage. It's really cool. I got some video for you guys, but check this. The show is like a group of friends singing the stories of Margaritaville. They take you along the path of it, and it's a really original show. And I love that because there's a storyline. Not many cruise ships can get the storyline right. So I thought that was pretty unique and pretty cool to see. Okay, everybody. We're in the theater now. And is this the point where we meet Jimmy? Am I going to get to meet Jimmy Buffett? Is this... Because this is what I see, and I'm getting excited. Are you excited?
I am excited. This is a really cool venue.
Yeah. I love this. It's very homey. It's like feels like you're at a backyard stage. Like, really? Yeah, like, right? Now, I'll be transparent. I did have to step out of the show for a moment because I got seasick, wasn't feeling my best. But Alyssa was able to record some of the stuff for me, and I watched it, and it was pretty cool. It's a cute, quaint show. Reminded you like a little bit of a backyard barbecue-esque thing. They had a storyline with the show. They were singing songs, many of the songs by Jimmy Buffett, like Cheeseburger in Paradise, 5 O'Clock Somewhere. And so if you love Jimmy Buffett and you're all about the Margaritaville brand, that's right up your alley. You're going to love it. I promise you. The room decor was solid. So they have the cool, iconic parrots on the beds and stuff like that. The bed was super soft. You see the painting. You see the new TV in the top left corner there. All right, guys. So let's talk about the room just a little bit more. You see this? This is where you kind of sit out and relax, have a drink. It's a porthole because there's only 10 balcony cabins on this ship. Babe, what do you think of the room so far?
I really like it, actually. I did not know what to expect, but it seems very spacious, and I really like that porthole.
Yeah, that porthole's cool. Yeah. Here's a spot where everyone can get ready if you need to get ready. But I'm digging this.
Oh, you weren't lying.
Yeah, the bed's super soft. It's much softer.
Okay, good night.
All right, let's check out what's in this closet here. Pull that. All right. That looks cool. Yeah, rooms are pretty solid. So that's a third bed, just in case you want to add some guests. A little slumber party.
Add guests.
You know, maybe you have a slumber party, too many 5 o'clock somewhere.
Okay.
It's a family channel, but hey, there's adults watching this too. They're looking for a getaway. However, there were some other issues with the room that I'll discuss later on in this video. Now, I won't be able to give you guys a food review. Normally I do give food reviews, but as I mentioned earlier, got a little seasick, so I stepped out, which means I did not partake in dinner. But just a little bit of food review, a small one. We had lunch there. I thought it was fine. It tastes like buffet food, if you know what I mean, and you know what I mean. But the croissant and the cinnamon roll in the morning, that's the bomb. You got to try that in the morning.
So I couldn't resist dessert, but I got the chocolate mousse, no sugar added. I don't know what they put in this, but I could legitimately eat the entire bowl. Not like, this is like not a bowl. I mean like a bowl.
Thank you.
It's delicious.
But for dinner, it was more like a wedding reception. I was just kind of observing people. You sit down at your table, then you go up and you get your food and you bring it back. I'm unsure if that's going to be the final way they serve food on Margaritaville at Sea, but that's just what happened when we were there. But guys, the highlight of that sneak peek, guys, was Jimmy Buffett was there, the main man himself, singing a lot of the iconic songs. I heard Cheeseburgers in Paradise. I heard Margaritaville, and I heard It's a 5 o'clock Somewhere on Margaritaville at Sea. It was like Inception. It was like, whoa, this is freaking crazy. You seeing Jimmy Buffett on Jimmy Buffett's cruise ship, Margaritaville at Sea, while singing Margaritaville. I was like, this is insane. This is kind of cool. And I did post that video, so if you guys want to watch the live stream, the replay of the concert, you can go check that out as well. But there's also a surprise guest from Mac McAnally. Gonna be honest with you, I'm unfamiliar with his work, but it does go to show the amount of effort and hype that they're putting around this project, despite the imperfections that they have on the ship. And that's something that we're going to talk about now, the imperfections, because leadership did let us know numerous times that thank you for being patient with the imperfections. They actually gave everyone letters, and I'm not sure what everyone else's experience was, but we have a note here. It says, pardon our sand. Welcome to Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. Super cool. We are so excited you're here. It's going to be a fun, unforgettable 24 hours. We appreciate your patience during the embarkation process and your understanding once on board as we welcome you for a sneak preview of what's to come from our innovative new floating island vacation. You may notice that we're still putting the finishing touches on Paradise, so if you need anything at all once on board, please don't hesitate to reach out to a member of our team. Get ready to kick back, relax, and celebrate with us. Now, we did something like a keynote address. Let's just call it that. We were brought to the theater, and leadership essentially told us all the things that they're working on, the new plans, their goals. But something that stuck out to me was that they understand where they're at. It's definitely not where they want to be, but they're looking forward to where they want to go and the roadmap they're trying to follow with it. Now, if you found any value in this video so far, and whether you book a Margaritaville at Sea Cruise or not, please consider supporting the channel and hitting the thumbs up. That way people who are considering booking a Margaritaville at Sea Cruise can have more information on what to expect at the current moment. The goal is just to provide enough information for people, and your thumbs up do help. And if you do love cruise content, like you really do love cruise content genuinely, honest, transparent ones, whether that cruise is, it's gifted, it's new, it's inaugural, we pay for it ourselves, it's hosted, it's a press event, like you just need the transparent approach from it, please consider subscribing to this channel. We're like 46,000 subscribers away from hitting 100,000 before the end of the year, 100K before Christmas Day, and that'd be awesome. So if that's something you're into, please consider subscribing, and we'd love to have you guys. Let's jump back in. Now, the ship is 31 years old. It's been refurbished a couple of times, but with the ship being 31 years old, it does look, feel, and smell like it in some places. And unfortunately, our room, it definitely had the tail end of it being an older model of a ship. Here's some footage that I want to show you guys. Now, even though they're still remodeling things, you can tell it's an older ship. And in the most kindest way, you can smell it's an older ship too. You scooping what I'm pooping. Can I say that?
You can say that.
Just saying.
We're also on deck 4.
We're on deck 4.
So I don't know. We're at the bottom.
Our shower and our bathroom, it did smell like sewage. The shower curtain did not work. It's rusted. And so what happens is you take a shower, you can't close it. It gets onto the floor molds up, you smell mold. So we're in the shower here, and it's not the best curtain. Like it's kind of stuck, you know, if I come in and get into the shower and like run the water, and then, you know, you pull said curtain. I don't want to break their things. It is clearly broken already, but you know what I mean? I don't want to be, there should be no tug. And so what happens is when you run the shower, the spout here, and the water hits your body, it does exit to the left. And when that exits to the left, you do get, you know, like a moliness, because it's just kind of humid in here all the time, and then eventually it starts to smell like sewage. So it's not ready yet. You'll hear me repeat that numerous times in this video. The concept of Margaritaville at Sea is going to be cool. It's just, I think we're a little too soon. So that's like water damage and hole and mold in the corner there, at least in our room. I don't know how other people's rooms are, so maybe this can't be a qualitative statement of everyone else's experience, but I have heard a few feedback from others. But yeah, scrapes and stuff on the wall. They're just not done yet, but it was cool to see. Cool to see. There's a crack in the glass there. I don't know if you guys can tell. There's a hole in the top left of our wall here, which was just overall bad. I don't think it's ready right now. There's lots of dust all over the walls and dust on the floors, and there's mold in the fridge. There it is. If you see that dust coming off the wall. Just wanted to, like, that's not good. So that's the dust and stuff on my hand. And so just a little bit of insight for those that are sailing, at least in our room. In order to flush your toilet, you had to make sure that the lights were on, the main breaker or main switch. If you're unfamiliar with that and you're trying to go to the restroom in the dark and you have a significant other with you, you will need to turn on the lights to flush that toilet. Here's a clip. I know it sounds funny and whatever, but you know, here's the clip. It's what happened. So I found out something interesting is that the toilet does not flush if the light powers off. And so in the middle of the night, I tried to go to the restroom and could not flush the toilet, and I couldn't figure it out for like 10, 15 minutes. And that's why I had to turn the light on. She was like, why is the light on in the middle of the morning? Anyway, lights on, it flushes. But like if you do that right here, and now you guys can't see, like Alyssa's gonna try to flush and she cannot flush.
What the heck?
And so one moment, let me grab Alyssa's phone here. Just so you know, we're not pranking. I've never seen this kind of style before. So Alyssa's in there like, isn't that crazy?
That's really
and so if you turn on the light, Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird?
How does the light power the toilet?
I've never seen that before. It's very classic. Maybe that's like a classic build how they used to do it. How old is this ship?
30 years?
30 years?
I don't know. That's
I didn't know that.
It feels at least 30.
And so, like, I don't want to come off ungrateful for the experience because I am thankful that I got to see Jimmy Buffett live in concert on a cruise ship. That was pretty cool. Not a lot of people get to say they've done that before. But on the flip side, I do think that the Margaritaville at sea does have some improvements to do, which they've said numerous times. But I wanted to make sure that you guys that watch the channel who are asking for a review also are informed about that as well. Because right now it is definitely in that fixer upper stage. I don't know if you ever had that type of excitement or you shared an experience with someone who buys a house that's old and a little bit run down, in this case 31 years old, and you can tell it needs renovation and updates and new technology and new this and new rooms, and you're trying your best to get it done for the big show, right? And they say on the house show that it's got to be done in 2 weeks. You're like, that's crazy insane. And it just felt like it was a little bit rushed and a little too soon, and everything's not complete yet. And with the letter, they did inform us of that. But I personally, if anywhere possible, would have waited to give everyone that true Margaritaville, that Parrot Head experience you may have seen with their other luxury resorts or other restaurants across the world. And it's clear that it's not here yet. But yeah, I'm just kind of bummed that things aren't done yet. I had really high expectations, and I was expecting a lot of the stuff from like the imagery and the site and everything to be ready to go and rock and roll, and just kind of sucked not to get that experience, if I'm being transparent. But guys, as always, if you dig the vibes, please subscribe, and if you care, please share, and we'll see you guys in paradise. Peace.